think that drafting-wise, we know for a fact that Fnatic Onic was amazingly. It was perfect for their gameplay-wise, and at the mid-game, I think I able to catch up just a glimpse of it. It was leading to the side of Team Liquid ID, right? But then that switch, that flick, that was just superbly amazing by Fnatic Onic. That's how you want to actually control. Even though despite the fact that it was in the lead of Team Liquid, Fnatic Onic was able to pull through. At the end of it, was just superb. But now coming into the next drafting, let's see what Team Liquid will be doing in a better formation. So far, we see the ban out is very familiar-wise. We got Forvius, Liu Yi, Chip, as well as the one of the Holy Trinity as well, whereby we got Jushin also been banned off, as well as Fanny and Hilda. But Hilda, one of the heroes that been superbly popular after the patch notes. I think that's one of the crucial taking on the side of Team Liquid right now. And we do see Fanny also, oh no, sorry, Angela and Cho as the respawn right here by Fnatic Onic.
Yeah, and in response to that, they decided to go straight into the TLID, into the Ling. So they deny the Ling just so that Fnatic Onic PH open up the Joy. This is really interesting because I think that a lot of people have been questioning whether or not Joy is the new go-to assassin jungler. She's really great at those team fights, of very, in for a couple of seconds, and then you almost guarantee yourself out as long as you get that initial combo down.
I mean, especially the fact that the late game is superbly amazing, how you use that Joy to make sure that you have enough damage to put out. And this is something that Fnatic Onic, I think they have the idea. And then this is what we saw on the first drafting as well, even on the first game. So if they can actually pull down or even slow things down at the end of it all, they might be able to pull through. But on the side right here, we do see Faramis also been banned out right here.
Yep, Faramis getting banned out, a good way to actually deal with the Joy. Especially when you have that Nether Realm, it's really difficult to look for those like solid pickoffs, if not the extra value when you are running into a group of people. Very smart response coming up from TLID. Fnatic Onic get rid of the counter to glue, so to TLID say, you know what, we're just gonna get rid of glue entirely.
Magic is
you just want to make sure that both TLID as well as our Hilda, that doesn't really matter who goes into the EXP, has a good time.
Oh, agree, definitely. I mean, talking about, you can definitely have TLID as the one who roam out, or even he also be on the EXP lane as well. But then again, I feel like on the side of who to be jungling right now, both sides is very particular, really have the best benefit at the moment right now. And Hylo's been banned out by Team Liquid ID as well as Harith on the side of Fnatic Onic Philippines.
Okay. I'm not seeing the Gatots come in this time round. It's going to be completely omitted this time round unless Fnatic Onic PH wanted to go with something really wild and put this Angela into the mid lane, which I do think is a little sad for Super Friends, considering that he is like the go-to playmaker. However, it's really dangerous to play some of the top tier mages, right? Playing Yve is really hard in this scenario. Just with Raging Sandstorm and Fabiana Ling alone is going to cause a couple of troubles. Oh, so they're going to start off with the Gatot, really double down on their plan for King Kong to hard carry with the Joy.
Okay, I liked it. I mean, you talked about how Eve would not be beneficial right here for Fnatic Onic Philippines, right? But then you still have Valentina. That could actually be another case for Fnatic Onic as well. So maybe they will be able to put out another lane here for Fnatic Onic Philippines itself. Now, coming into Team Liquid ID, now they already got the jungler, they already got their Romo or even EXP, which we're not sure yet whether either side of Hilda or Khalid will be on the side. But on the goal side, what are your thoughts right now?
I think for the gold lane side, it's pretty straightforward. I think, as long as you've got high mobility, yep, 1-1, it could have been Irithel, either or would have been totally fine in this particular position. Because no matter what you're going to pick, I think 1-1 would be a lot safer, mainly because there's less counter picks to deal with. And as expected, Fnatic Onic, they go for the Irithel to play into the matchup. So yeah, again, when I talked about game number 1, both TLID and as well as Fnatic Onic are very honest and true with their intentions, with their compositions, and the way that they want to play the game. I think this will be really interesting because TLID, their early game is really nasty, and if Fnatic Onic PH get the rug pulled under them, or they end up losing a battle spell a little too early, I hope to see TLID take it all the way through rather than just let it die midway.
Oh, that is true. That I kind of think that there's a possibility that this is going to be another very, very interesting team fight between the two teams, despite the fact that we in the sense of way right now, we do see both of the drafting wise is even out. I do feel like when it comes to the gameplay, they have what they have in the put out on the idea they're going to actually go in for the second game. But in your opinion, which drafting do you actually favor most?
Honestly, personally, I think that TLID's draft looks just a slightly bit better, mainly because it's got some really strong points, and I feel the main issue coming in from Fnatic Onic BH this time around is going to be scaling, right? That's why they have the Irithel on that side. But if that early game goes poorly for both the jungle and as well as the gold lane, I think this is really difficult for Fnatic Onic to actually recover from.
I definitely agree on that. Now let's go into the second round of our series. Team Liquid Indonesia versus Fnatic Onic Philippines. But we do have a slight error at the moment right now with our graphics. It's a little bit buggy. We have a lot of intrusion today because I mean we're losing Lafell. We're pretty much having a buggy issue on the feed, but it's okay. We'll be back after this. Just a little bit of technical pause. Let's go back into the drafting wise. Your opinion, the fact that you said that you are more in the favor of Team Liquid ID, which I do agree on the note because you got a lot of tanky heroes on your side, and you also have that idea on the put wise, whether it's a late game or even in the mid game itself, you'll be able to control that flow to fight off with Fnatic Onic Philippines. But on Fnatic Onic, what are their counters? What are they going to be able to do if the fact that they have so much struggle to put out a really good fight to Team Liquid in this round number 2?
Well, I think a lot of it is leaning towards Kelra and how well the support system is actually able to create opportunities for him to actually win out his lane. Because I think that's the only... Well, there's two advantages. One, he scales a lot harder than the Wanwan. Number two is that he actually has a decent laning phase against the Wanwan, right? That used to be the go-to, like similar to Natan. Both Natan and Wanwan both struggle against the Irithel in the early laning phases. But once those first items start to roll through, that's when you expect to see Irithel struggle until she gets her complete crit build done, and then she becomes devastating. So up until that point, I'm expecting that these... Oh, wait, hold on. We're already back into the game, and that's first turtle and a bunch of kills coming through for the side of TLID.
2 kills already been picked up right this instant, and there's one more. They're going in for the fight with Brusco. Brusco trying to survive it out, but Brusco unfortunately having a lot of struggle. Aaron also tried to pull away, but it's, in the meantime, they try to actually struggle to go into the fight with Witty. Not gonna be able to do anything at the moment right now. All the resources been put out is still not enough, but Kurt on the other side finished the dot with Witty being taken down.
Yeah, but does he have retribution? Yes, he does. King Kong gets the walk away for that for free. It's a 2-for-1 trade in favor of Team Liquid ID, but none of the core members ended up going down. I do want to see where some of the other deaths came from the side of Fnatic Onic. But in the meantime, another fight.
Another fight. Every Tower of Guardian been put out. They put out hold into the side of Team Liquid, but they're gonna have a headshot. There's the Hickle. Managed to actually flicker away, surviving it out. But at the same time, right here, they're pushing on all out to Witty, but no casualty will be put out just yet. But Aaron been chased out a little by little, but still not enough. Fnatic Onic try to go for the aggression, but then again, there was no sort of casualty sort of by the side of Team Liquid.
Yep, and then we do see that Aaron Shiki still on this bottom side, doing pretty well for himself. Doing very well against Kelra, in a matter of fact. It looks like he's won the laning phase at this point because of that initial rotation. I think now TLID, they're playing off of their ult timers, right? They need to make sure they have their ults before these fights, and I think that Fnatic Onic need to take advantage of the downtime between those ults. And as we see, Kelra instantly just turning the tables onto Aaron.
Oh, let's see. And we do see that they might actually push in right at the bottom lane as well. 1-on-1 on the top lane. It seems that it's not going to be anything, as the fact that we do see a lot of the aggression being put out by Kurt to hold off. And so far, a little bit of accession coming in from Aaron will be punished straight away.
Right? That's what we need to see. Just continuous fighting from the side of TLID.
And even managed to actually take down Super Prince as a trade. So far right now, Team Liquid does have what it takes to cover it up. But Avatar of the Garden will not be picking up anyone. But they do gonna actually push into Kurt as well as Bursko again to time and time again.
Well, King Kong, he is opting to attack Yahez kill.
And it seems that They do try to actually contest the turtle. It seems that Team Liquid will get away with this second turtle without any contest whatsoever for Fnatic Onic. A really good strategy coming in from Fnatic Onic as well as Team Liquid to make sure that they control or even focus on the mid lane instead of letting off with that contest of the turtle.
I mean, they're putting a lot of pressure onto Fnatic Onyx side, but I think that Fnatic Onyx, they gotta be careful, right?
Yeah.
Yes, you want to hit the weaker members, but at the same time, oh, Way of the Dragon.
We have the Dragon picking up Aaron yet again, but still it's not going to be enough though. Still surviving out all of those attempts. But Kara on the other note right here will be having a lot of pressure, will be taken out by Weedy instantly and not allowing any breath to take.
Unfortunate. Brusco probably could have put it a little bit more on top of Kelra there, but I think he was dead no matter what, so he wanted to go with the safe side. Inevitably, I think at this point we're expecting to see Team Liquid ID to actually speed up the pace of the game. You see both their EXP and as well as their roamer are never touching the lane at this point. They are continuously just harassing their opponents, getting those early thunder belts like YD just did, and now they're just going to amp it up even more to start farming stacks for free.
And there you go, you do see that coming in right now. They're still trying to do a pressure to the side of Fnatic Onic. Aaron gonna be able to spot out Kurt. Kurt tried to tag off Kurt, try to make sure that at least Aaron's backing up. But here on out, we do see Taunt comes in. Fabian gonna go in for a fight at the moment right now, surviving out. But unfortunately, Kurt gets the kill straight away and doing a little bit more time for Fnatic Onic.
Very confident of Fabian, of course. He will steal away this buff, but this next fight might just be it.
This fight coming into Aaron Shiki just a little bit too close, but at the same time, going in for a fight. Kurt, overextension will be punished by Ezekiel, but Irish Kid also managed to get another trade off with Brusco as well, and pushing on right now to the mid lane. They're going to go in all out to Fnatic Onic as Kelra try to survive it out, try to actually give as much pressure as possible, but Brusco is not going to be able to do anything as he's already been taken out, and so much of the pressure. This is all the needed strategy coming in from the side of Team Liquid ID to have a lot of those squishy fights into Fnatic Onic.
Yep, Team Liquid ID, unfortunately, despite actually forcing a good amount of battle spells and also getting a couple kills for himself, not to mention just getting the turtle. Oh, hold on.
Hold on, they're coming in for a fight, pushing in straight away to Fnatic Onic. As we see Super Prince, a little bit of overextension, had to pull away, but at the same time, Kurt going in for the dash, but doesn't able to connect the dot. But Avatar of Guardian going in all out, but he doesn't pick out anyone, and Fnatic Onic, unfortunately, just wasting all the resources for them to be taken down.
Really good kick coming in from Kirk. Really unfortunate play coming in from Fabian. The idea was there. The execution, unfortunately, wasn't as clean as he thought he had planned it in his head. So far, I'm surprised the fact that King Kong was able to find 2 kills in the first place. One onto Aaron Shiki, of all people, and then still is applying a good amount of pressure to Team Liquid ID. Their gold deficit from what used to be minus 3,000 is now only minus 1.6, which is not that bad considering that TLID's early game is about to end.
And we're coming in again for another squeeze. Kelra will be picked up by Aaron immediately. Now this is giving more pressure for Fnatic Onic Philippine. So far, they're also going to go in all out to King Kong as well. Hard God has already been committed, but still, it's not going to do anything because the fact is Team Liquid ID still putting a lot of pressure to Fnatic Onic.
They're losing space across the map, but honestly, do they need space to begin with? Fnatic Onic at this point can pretty much fight anywhere. It's really difficult because they're hyper mobile, and even Kelra deciding to go for sprint as well in case these fights do decide to drag on and he needs to get back in there. He absolutely can, and he can do it in a devastating bombing run if necessary. But at this point, Team Liquid ID understand that Fnatic Onic, yeah, we give you the space, but also we can't really do anything with it. We know where you are on the map, but if we commit too hard, we get punished. So now that the laning phase is done for, and only the next neutral objective, the Lord, spawning in about 6 seconds, they don't have much reason to fight until that Lord actually hits the Land of Dawn.
And it seems that we do have Aaron already going into the bush, try to actually get the information required. Kurt will be the one to get the scout airing into the side of Fnatic Onic. They're pushing into Aaron first of all. Aaron Shiki also denies the movement, trying to actually go in all out. Fabian will be trying to get that lot for themselves, but at the same time, Kurt comes in. Now, Avatar of Guardian been already pushed out, but Fabian is already taking the lot, and Brusco takes down Witty immediately for the trace, but they managed to actually get at least the win for that lot itself.
Yeah, right now, Fnatic Onic PH, they are just easily just winning these fights. It's not even close. Oh, and they also get a flicker out of Yahez kill. This Nana is just not doing enough work. It's clearing these waves really effectively, but there's no means for her to run away. If Bruce goes on top of her, you're done for it. If King Kong's on top of you, you're praying for passive to be up. Oh, Fabian.
Fabian being picked up with the Waves of Dragon now. He's already overcommitting himself, and Fnatic Onic is going to try to punish it, but he does manage to move away with his mobility-wise. But Arishiki here on Team Liquid will be able to back things up, and they're going to finish the dot right here. Kurt doesn't spot anyone, but he will be taking out Kara for the punishment. Kurt had to move away as quickly as possible, but they will deny any mobility-wise, and still King Kong will be able to finish off the lot, will decide at least the area of the wave needs to be cut out for now.
Alright, they want to get another punish one more time here, but underneath, Aaron Shiki takes so much damage for a nothing fight. That's just against Gatot, by the way. One fully charged hit onto Aaron Shiki puts him down to 30% of his HP.
Oh, this is tough coming in from Team Fnatic Onic. I mean, yeah, definitely they definitely will be able to slow things down for Team Liquid ID. But so far right now, so much of the aggression has been built up. But here and now, King Kong will be overextended to Aaron Shiki, having a lot of pressure. Great job coming in, but at the same time right here, Weedy will try to trade it off, but this is not going to be so good as Ezekiel a little bit too far off, and they're going to actually back off. They're not going to extend too much to a point that Fnatic Onic will take another casualty.
Yeah, right now they're just deathballing at this point. They have to stick relatively close together. Even Super Prince is like pretty cautious about split pushing to the side lanes because he knows that he's weak naturally unless he is hard guarded and tethered to somebody. But at this point, even Team Liquid ID has to put their focus that yes, as much as we want to kill Kelra, we also have to find an off-tempo timing against Fnatic Onic. And that's just a very big theory that Fnatic Onic up their timing to Team Liquid ID. They're very creative with their fights. They come at you from many different angles. I think that their next plan of attack, instead of just attacking Kelra, is to get underneath that timing. Fnatic Onic always, after making their plays, they're headed off to a different direction. We need to TLID make a hard read.
Let's see if they can do so now. Even despite the fact that they try to actually mess things up, try to invade the space of the buff side, it's not going to do anything. 60 seconds on the clock. Lot is about to spawn out, and this is the answer that Team Liquid will find out. Kirk comes in. Avatar of Guardian been pushed out. Doesn't tag anyone, but Brusco goes in for attack with Arishiki. A lot of damage been put out. Arishiki will be the first one to be taken out by Super Prince. But at the same time, right here, Team Liquid, they're going to try to push in. Witty also be shut down. No, Aaron go in for the power of Wilderness, but doesn't put out anyone as he will be able to be backed up by Fabian. But at the same time, right here, Fabian overextension going in and all out, try to go in for the extension, ended up on the side of Fnatic Onic and Fabian. Kara once more, he's overlooking, he spotted out Fabian, he goes all out and they get another kill in their hands. Almost team wiped out in the hands of the team Fnatic Onic.
All of them unable to drag out further than it probably should. Like these team fights, they want to go in and out very quickly, just like this.
And here and out, Hargov been pushed out, trying to go in for Ezekiel, but Weedy and Arishiki will be back things off, making sure that Ezekiel will not be able to take down. But so much damage has already been put out by Fnatic Onic. Still, they're having struggle.
All right, we're gonna have to take our time with this one. I think at this point, it's difficult to uncan Fnatic Onic PH, and I think that Team Liquid ID, they need to give Fnatic Onic a little bit of confidence, get them into the middle of that fight, let them somehow initiate first. So far, they've been keeping their eyes on Kirk very often. Maybe they could look for Brusco, but Brusco never really shows himself either, right? Notice that he's always in the far back. He's waiting for an opportunity to get a GOA in while letting Kirk kind of do the heavy lifting.
Let's see if they will be able to actually cover things up. And we know for a fact that Lord marching in, they will be able to clear it out. And even the waves will be able to defend wisely. But here on out, we do see King Kong going in for extension for Fabian, but doesn't connect the dot enough to take him down. But at least it's going to put a lot of pressure to Team Liquid. And they're going to go out to Brusco first of all. But the power is going to go out. And here on out, King Kong goes into RN just enough time. But at the same time right here, Ezekiel had to pull away. But King Kong did manage to take down Witty in the process, and that's going to be a good win coming in from Fnatic Onic.
Yeah, now the scaling is finally coming in. I mean, Fabian can try his best, but right now, King Kong as well as Keller are just too strong. There's just too much damage that they generate by themselves.
Oh, Avatar Guardian been put out straight away into the crystal. And here, overextension been done by King Kong. Even managed to take down as well another player. Fnatic, Onic, they know how to get things done.
It's not even close. It's not even close.
It's
Fnatic
not
on
even
PH. They scaled up to infinity, and then they just had too much damage to deal with. It was just too much. The early game needed to be convincing from the side of TLID, but it was a struggle. Same goes for the mid game. And then the end game comes around, and King Kong has 5 items already complete. I don't really, I disregard the boots at this point. Kelra as well, max build. There's just nothing that TLID can do unless they get a guaranteed hit. They somehow take out Kelra and King Kong in one fell swoop, right? Like a ranging sandstorm into a Molina blitz, into what else do they got here? Fabian with the Tempest, the Blades, like somehow catch them when they're standing next to each other.
Oh, this is crazy. I mean, talking about how Fnatic, Onic, they know when to strike out, how they're going to actually go in for those team fights. And despite the fact that Team Liquid, a lot of the extension they put out try to actually shut down the movement, the momentum of Fnatic, Onic, still not in their favor. Even though despite the fact that they could have actually go in up against themselves to actually put out a really good fight, Fnatic, Onic, they're just in a better timing when it comes to fighting off with Team Liquid ID for this matchup. And this is the best of 3, so Fnatic Onic gets the 2-0 straight away to Team Liquid ID.
Yeah, but these have been interesting games. I do think that TLID, very true to their nature, is an early to mid game team. Their late game team fights are extremely fun and interesting to watch, but I think their defensive, the way that they respond defensively was much better in game number 1 compared to game number 2. I think that even in game number 2, Fnatic Onic, they figured something out in that mid game. They figured out a tell coming in from the side of TLID, and I think it has to do with when Kirk shows himself, who they expect Aaron Shiki, or at least from what direction Aaron Shiki is going to be coming from.
Oh, definitely. And the fact that we are seeing King Kong as the MVP with 75% of kill participation, it shows how Joy has been one of the best jungler assassin to be put out here into the meta itself, because so far we are seeing it as the popular wise, and the fact that we are seeing they keep on pressuring it into Kelra, even when they try to actually pick up King Kong, Super Prince is always by his side, making sure that a hard guard will be present so that they will deny anyone from the side of Team LID to be picking off King Kong. That put a lot of pressure to Team Liquid ID, as Fnatic already putting a lot of these resources and all the powers in the hands of King Kong in this round number 2.
I think that, King Kong, especially with how hard he actually scaled into this game, like Joy does a ridiculous amount of damage now, especially with the changes to the health.